blockchain, that computerized version of actually having massive communication across planet Earth in a matter of moments, rather than taking contracts that lawyers and accountants have to sit down and micromanage every single aspect of it and charge a fee. It really is a huge part of the future of what I believe to be the eventual future blockchain technology in the world of supply chain. We're going to be seeing that happening time and again, especially in the aspect of the smart contract. One of the big issues of it really comes down to what we call the Byzantine general issue. If you have a whole series of generals and they're attacking the same target, and you have two of them that turn traitor through another alliance, can they reverse all the gathering and the positive thing of the other ones and attack the other ones? That whole aspect of dishonesty, which we call the Byzantine general problem, is really solved in the aspect of the blockchain because of the fact that you can undo it and you have to have consensus by everybody. And once that consensus is reached in the blockchain in the technical aspect of who's governing it, then literally it becomes an irreversible transaction. And instead of having to worry about, gee, do I really trust them to do the transaction? I should get my lawyer involved. That isn't necessary because the blockchain all by itself is an immutable transaction that can't be overturned. You don't know who the players are, but you can if you know which transaction is because that block is still there. The original transaction, literally, of the very first pizza on Pizza Day, where we celebrated at the end of May, that Pizza Day for the blockchain really is actually sitting out there still for view if you wanted to go back and figure out what the code is and go back and take a look. So we talk about blockchain technology. You're seeing everything from Walmart to numerous other companies. Here I list 9. There's actually more than that, I think probably today. IBM and Chainier, they built a blockchain called Trust Your Supplier Network. You already have blockchains taking your place in the matter of supply chain. And they have a thing called Everledger. It creates a blockchain-based registry of every single certified diamond in the world. I'll bet they're shining nonstop all the time. So you look at the world's largest food traceability solution is T-Food. SAP is experimenting replacing paper pallet chaos with blockchain. So you have all kinds of different things happening out there, but one of them is called Internet of Things. A lot of us have these things, we call them cell phones. And your cell phone, we went through a massive upgrade in the United States with 5G technology. Everybody was all excited about it. You heard all the horror stories. Did you know that your 5G tower that is killing birds by the thousands? Well, I saw one built right near our campus. There weren't any dead birds at the bottom, but who knows what the stories are. I'm not certain it's not true, but I do know the fact I heard the story multiple times in different places. The Internet of Things was supposed to be not so much help your cell phone, but it was supposed to be the thing that's going to modernize all of our factories. Machines can now talk to machines. So literally, you would have a machine when it's getting low on supplies calling the supply bot, hey, dude, we need to go over here, get some more supplies to us. And the supply bot would go into the supply room, gather some more, bring it to the machine, and the machine would keep on functioning, producing more and more goods without any human interaction other than maybe monitoring the situation. The Internet of Things are physical devices talking to each other through the internet inside of a factory or wherever it may be, communicating. You add the blockchain as the base for that thing, and all of a sudden you got this bulletproof supply chain in the process with machines talking to each other. You really are talking science fiction in the aspect of the Terminator series with Skynet out there. And that may happen someday, but hopefully not in our lifetime. So thanks to cheap processor, wireless networks, you can turn anything into the Internet of Things. If you toss in having RFID tags, radio frequency identification devices, if you toss that in there, you can have equipment and tracked nonstop. And this one over here needs to have these parts over here, and you'll have the machines talking to each other, interchanging supplies, even interchanging design features, and maybe even upgrading themselves to be more functional in the process if you toss in AI. It can be a terrifying world once you start putting all the pieces. Hey, we have Internet of Things, and we have blockchain over here, we have artificial intelligence. That would actually turn into quite a witch's cauldron brew in the process as to what it's going to be like, because these will be all over our houses, all over our office, and they'll be talking behind our backs, plotting as to add more sugar to sit down and make us fatter and easier to take over. Yeah, who knows what it could be. So that being said, Internet of Things are really, by definition, distributed because of the fact you have the machines in different locations talking to each other. Adding blockchain as your foundational basis, you have a whole series of things that the Internet of Things, they're pre-coded as to what their parameters are, and you can have that referring back to that data over here, block number, whatever that block number is. They're going back, drawing from that, and having that communication orientation from it when they're talking to each other as to what their function is for the different machines. You're leveraging the blockchain with the Internet of Things data. It opens up a new way to automate your business processes. This is going to be really exciting in the process of what can we do. Think about it, think big picture wise between all three of them. RFID tags, identifying what the thing is, identifying that thing in the blockchain, which is an immutable transaction as to what it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to be doing in the process, and then having the Internet of Things talking to each other. You're going to have all kinds of excitement, maybe terrifying excitement in the process, but it's right there. And I don't think that's going to take the jobs. I think we're going to create new jobs for us to take to monitor all the different things aspect of it and actually making us far more productive than we ever have been. The electronic product code, you have that over there. Really, the RFID is going to probably change into something more modern than that, probably the EPC, and you're going to look at the development over the proliferation of a lot of different aspects. Once upon a time, the RFID code was put onto every single semi-truck and semi-trailer. We thought we were really hot stuff when that first came out. And then we started putting on individual pellets to track the goods onto pellets. Now we're going to everything that costs over $100. Generally, we'll have an RFID tag in the next several years, and we can track individual items no matter where they are on planet Earth through our worldwide satellite system. A little bit challenging, a little bit frightening in the process. So other challenges, we don't have international standards for tags yet. That's going to happen. And not all the tags are reliable. If you have a tag go out, you're not certain where it could be at that moment. And then there's problems reading the tags through metal or liquids or some kind of interference on nylon conveyor belts. There's other ways to interfere with it. And there's policy issues about privacy concerns. You buy something, do you want somebody spying in your closet what you have hanging in your closet? And that could be a hacker finding out how much value you have in your closet in the process, especially all the diamond stash that all of us have somewhere in our closet. Well, maybe not us, maybe you. Anyway, that said, the Walmart mandate initially failed. They're coming back with different aspects of the technology. So you'll see that happening next. And a lot of companies are continuing with the RFID efforts, including that of the blockchain technology. So you'll see all that happening, but especially I see the Internet of Things being the backbone of machine intercommunication based upon protocols coming from the blockchain. So new developments, improved performance and cheaper costs for RFIDs, really the rise of an omni-channel supply chain where everything's talking to each other based upon a platform, a blockchain, and proven results. So we'll see what happens. And really is going to come out on point of sale data. A lot of companies have abandoned the once a week upload, and we're now doing point of data, point of sale on the same moment. When it happens, it goes automatically into the database and everything is adjusted, including your forecast based upon real life estimates what's going on. So blockchain technology, the Internet of Things supposed to dominate the world through 5G, and eventually it probably will. Okay, with blockchain, it's going to create a solid base for smart contracts worldwide. We toss into RFID chips. We're going to have a seamless system that's going to track the physical movement of goods to make it complete so we can find out where it's at any time it's in the supply chain. And then even after we sell it, we can track the goods and how it's being used long term, although that might be a privacy issue. We'll see what happens. It's all technology, and technology is not yet all fleshed out. It will be eventually, and hopefully we'll be on the right side of it. Take care.